I can't believe that I'm hearing that Usman's mom wants him to meet like some chick while I'm here who is ready to marry Usman. And I think this is just all a bunch of bull.
If you thought the first meeting was bad, this one gets even worse. Usman's mum has found Usman a younger bride, and even though he knows it will break Kim's heart, Usman plans to go and meet her.
I should not just try to please you, I also need to please my mom.
No, not while I'm here. I don't think that's right.
So let's rewind back to the start of this episode. We join Kim and Usman in the aftermath of their big argument. As I'm sure you recall, Usman had told Kim that he has lots of rich, beautiful women in his DMs and that he doesn't care if she splits up with him. So when Kim meets up with Usman in this episode, she's angry and she wants an apology.
We need to talk about what happened. The thing that bothered me is when you were like, oh, well, I have 100 women. Like, what the is that to say to me? Basically, I'm doing you a favor by being with you. Like, what the is that?
But regardless of how upset Kim is, Usman doesn't think that he's done anything wrong. In his mind, she deserved it. Why? Well, she hurt his pride.
I have to tell you that I have 100 women because you are trying to tell me that you are ready to break up with me. I say that to you because you tell me we should break up. So you can't make me look like stupid.
How can this old woman threaten to break up with me? I'll be damned if I allow her to make me look stupid. That response tells us a lot about Usman. If he thinks he's been insulted, then he has to insult her back. His ego and sense of pride won't allow otherwise. But the problem is, has he really been insulted? I mean, what did Kim do to make him, quote, look stupid?
I certainly didn't mean what I said to Usman as a threat. I'm trying to make clear my expectations of what I want out of this relationship. I just don't want to be the second wife. Sorry. But when I establish some boundaries, Usman gets offended and he gets mad.
That's because he doesn't respect Kim's boundaries. She might say she won't be wife number 2, but Usman's convinced he'll be able to change her mind. And as we saw in the last episode, one of the ways that Usman tries to achieve this is by making Kim feel like he's on her side. We're in this together, Kim. It's not me that's the bad guy, it's my family, but I love you.
I didn't tell you that I'm going to get married first. They said it. You know that I love you. And I'm happy being with you just though you're happy being with me.
And here's the infuriating part, because just like that, by saying a few things to reaffirm how much he supposedly loves her, Kim is willing to drop the issue that she had. I mean, her main problem, the cause of her anger, was that Usman had implied that she's ugly, that he was doing more for her than she was doing for him, and that he doesn't really mind if they break up. Those are pretty big issues, right? You'd have thought that she'd want to resolve them once and for all, because they keep coming up. Usman keeps implying that he's somehow better than her, but instead of tackling it head on, she conveniently sweeps it under the rug. In fact, she goes as far as to say,
I have to pick my battles. And right now, the biggest battle is his family.
Is it, Kim? How f***ing blind can you be? The biggest battle isn't his family. It's the fact that you've fallen in love with a man who thinks he's God's gift to women, who doesn't respect you, who expects you to be thankful that he's with you, and yet you're willing to turn a blind eye to all of it and place the blame on his family. Now, on that topic of his family, Usman thinks he's got the perfect plan for how to win his mum around.
This is my plan. Let's call Muhammad. Farouk is being too much harsh to you. Let's exclude him. Let's just have Muhammad, Mom, the people that we can easily, convince.
For Usman to make Kim believe that Farouk is the problem is disingenuous. After all, Usman's mum has told him directly to his face she won't accept Kim as wife number 1, period. So really, Farouk isn't the issue here. But for now, Kim doesn't realise this.
I feel like Usman's plan to meet with Muhammad and his mom and kind of keep Farouk out of it for now, it's a good idea. Yesterday, I didn't really get to show them, like, the charming, wonderful person that is Kimberly,
Well, I don't know about that, Kim, but one thing's for sure, it's good that she's relying on her personality rather than a bribe or a gift this time around. So, armed with false hopes, and having conveniently ignored all of the problems in their relationship, we join Kim and Usman the next day on the way to the meeting.
So what's the plan? Like, we're meeting your mom and Muhammad, right? What you're gonna talk? I'm gonna talk, but you're gonna talk. I don't wanna cry. I'm tired of crying. So what are we gonna say today?
When we meet them there, we will tell them our own plan. All they want is my happiness.
Kim wants some guidance, wants a game plan from Usman. They're his family at the end of the day, but he's woefully ill-prepared. He doesn't have a game plan. They just want me to be happy, he says, completely ignoring the fact that they actually want him to have a kid. And this doesn't exactly help to calm Kim down. She's very nervous, and her nerves aren't helped by the fact that culturally, she still doesn't really understand the etiquette and the rules. For example, the rules around covering her hair.
Stand up.
Are you sure it's okay? I don't want to do anything.
It's okay. No, this way.
But why is this okay and it wasn't the other day?
Because I want you to be comfortable.
Okay.
You can leave your hair, it look beautiful.
Last time she had to cover her hair, this time she doesn't have to. Why? Who knows? That might seem a small issue, but it again shows us the lack of communication and frankly, the mixed messages coming from Usman. Whether it's marrying a second wife or wearing a headscarf, he's not really doing a good job of explaining his culture to Kim. Kim has lots of questions, but more than anything, given that this is likely to be the make or break meeting, she just wants to have an opportunity to talk and be herself.
So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to be like it was last time at your house? Or do you think it'll be calmer?
No.
You know how I am with people. I'm really good with people, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And everything. And I want them to see me for who I am.
Well, we're about to see just how good she really is with people, because after she finishes that sentence, in walks the one person she didn't want to see, Farouk. Usman's entire game plan revolved around excluding Farouk, so this is a nasty shock that she wasn't expecting.
Good afternoon.
How's Farouk?
I'm fine.
I was calm, cool, and collected until I saw Farouk. And now I feel completely blindsided. How are you? I'm surprised to see you here today.
Now, Kim is hoping that Usman will go to war for her. She's putting her faith in him to stand up for their relationship and defend her right to be wife number one.
Usman needs to go to battle for me. If I don't get a blessing, if we don't get a blessing, then it's over.
But it very quickly becomes apparent that she can't rely on Usman. His supposed master plan is out of the window and he has no plan B. In fact, he's just sitting there in total silence, dumbfounded. If she's going to win over his family, she realises she's gonna have to do it herself.
I feel like last time we met did not go well. I want to make sure that I leave here and I leave a good impression. Like, I love him. I truly love him. I got to know who he is as a person.
As she launches into her speech, you can see that Farouk and Usman's mum's body language is cold and distant. Kim's approach isn't working. And that's when Kim shifts gear. Now, I don't know if what Kim is about to say was planned ahead of time, in which case she's demonstrating a lot more preparation and planning than Usman ever did, or maybe she just comes up with this on the spot, in which case it's actually very impressive. But Kim's strategy revolves around finding common ground. What is it that she and Usman's family have in common? Well, first and foremost is a love for their family.
The relationship I have with my family is just as close as the relationship that you have with your family. I wanted you to show her pictures of my son. Show them pictures of my family.
When she hands over her phone and shows them photos of her son Jamal, watch the body language immediately change. Not only do they see that family is important to her, they also instantly pick up on something else they have in common.
Hello, money. What can you see? That's my baby.
Mom is asking, is he our type?
Mommy said that he's like us, he's black.
Is he our color?
Yes.
That's what she's asking.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're laughing. They don't see Kim as this older white American anymore. Wow, she has a son that's our type.
Jamal's pictures, I really think it made her see me for who I am, and that I'm not just some white American lady trying to steal their son.
And it's clear her plan is working. Kim seems to be winning them over. And then, whether by design or by accident, she starts to talk about more things that they have in common.
We did the same job. in the military. I mean, it's crazy.
You were in the military?
9 years, yes, the army.
You served 9 years?
9 years.
She was in Saudi Arabia before.
Oh my God, you served 9 years.
Now, that's news to me. I didn't realise that Usman was also in the military. Maybe he said it and I forgot. But learning that Kim was in the army really impresses Farouk. Given his level of excitement, I can only assume that he must have served as well. This new information totally transforms what Farouk thinks about Kim.
No, what I can wait to switch it. Eh? Mom is surprised. But when I heard that she served in the military, I feel good. Because I've seen her like one of us. Well, actually, like, you have to prove yourself. And gradually, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it that...
that army helps, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting convinced.
There's no doubting things are looking much brighter. Everyone's laughing and smiling. Farouk even apologises to Kim for how he acted during the first meeting.
About what happened that day, I'm sorry about that.
But, and it's a big but, despite what Usman had to say, the problem was never really Farouk. The problem was his mum. And while she's no longer giving the side eye, that doesn't mean she's changed her mind.
Irin shawarar da suka kama ni dai har yanzu jin nake ban yadda ba. Sai alamun kwaɗayi da nake da shi na in ga mai ƙaramin shekaru, na in ga jikokina.
As Usman should have well known, the issue was never about his happiness, it was about him having kids. And to that effect, in order to prevent any more, shall we say, mishaps, his mum has found him a girl. Not just any old girl. This girl happens to be his cousin. She's young, she's fertile, she's from their tribe, and marrying her will help build bonds in the family.
Muke da wadda ke jiran shi cikin kabilar shi ta wajen uba. Tana can ta matsu ta zo ta ga Usman. Auren ƙaramar auren mai ƙanƙanin shekaru.
When Usman relays back his mum's verdict for Kim to understand, I notice he changed out the part about the girl being a cousin. But either way, this news comes as a dagger through the heart of Kim.
She had one of her friends, daughter actually, and she wanted me to go and see the girl. Basically, she wanted to be second.
I can't do that.
Kim maintains she refuses to be second. She has to be first. And that is interpreted by Usman's mum as a sign of jealousy.
In ta ce ba za ta yi haƙuri har ya aure ba, saboda kishinta in hankalinta tana ganin kawai ba za a yi.
While he's still here in Sokoto, Usman is expected to go and meet this new woman, much to Kim's utter dismay.
I'm really upset that Usman is not taking my side in this right away. And I think this is just all a bunch of bull. I don't want you to go meet this potential wife while I'm here. I don't think that's right.
The truth is, that issue that had been conveniently swept under the rug hasn't disappeared. Usman still believes he can get Kim to accept the role as second wife. He doesn't respect her boundaries.
I know this is going to be a biggest test, but regardless, I have to just convince Kimbaaaly to obey my mom.
And he lets Kim know he plans to do exactly as his mum requests.
I should not just try to please you, I also need to please my mom.
Now, there's something that Kim says next that has me very concerned. She thinks that this other woman might just be a test devised by Usman's mum to see how Kim reacts.
And I think she's doing it to test me to see if I'll let him go.
She's read that totally wrong. It's not a test. It's genuinely what Usman's mum wants. And I really hope Kim doesn't fall into the trap of trying to call her bluff, only to find out it's all very real.